So I managed to get in on another Great Eastern Cutlery release. I was figuring the next one I might get would be that Daddy Barlow or Granddaddy Barlow. They're making for Smoky Mountain Knife Works under the Remington bullet knife brand. But I managed to get my hand on one of these 39s, which is cool because I wanted one. Because they haven't made this pattern before, and because it looks like a pretty useful pattern. I think it's similar in size to a 15, but it's slightly curved. So it's a different frame and a different pattern and everything. And they're calling this the Old Sheffield Jack. I don't know if there's any history behind calling it that. Um, it is on the same frame as the Blade Forum's bunny knife, so I don't know if that's like a English thing or not, but this is named after the massive cutlery city Sheffield in England. Sheffield's a name synonymous with cutlery, just like um, why do I always forget the name of that town in Germany? Solingen, just like Solingen, and some of the towns here in Pennsylvania that have become synonymous with cutlery over the years. But anyway, similar to 15 in size, this one is in the, I think they call this Oil Creek bone. Or, no, this is Pioneer bone. Okay. No, this is Pioneer bone. It is similar to the Oily Creek bone, but this is Pioneer bone. It's probably more similar to my 25 that I have. That's also Pioneer bone. I don't think they did a Titty run of these, unfortunately. I like the Titty line better than the Northfield line, just because the high polish makes it really hard to video and take pictures of. As you can see right there, you can see my light in it really well. It's messing with my phone. But this is a Northfield on XL. I wasn't going to not buy one because it was a Northfield. But the high polish is a little annoying sometimes. You got a blank circle shield here, which I guess you could put your initials on if you wanted to. You could have them stamped in there or engraved or whatever. Um, Main blade, I believe, is about the same size as the 15 blade. I don't have a 15 on me right now, or I would show you. I really should pull out some reference knives when I do these videos, but I always forget about it. It's got nice, let's see if I can show this without the light messing with it. It's got a nice unexcelled etch there on the blade. Unfortunately, if I try to show you like what it actually looks like, the light really screws with it. But you can see it there, unexcelled. Um, Northfield. Of course, this is the, like I said, 39. Um, yeah, so main blade is a spear blade. It's got a long pull nail nick and this swedge here. Kind of wish they wouldn't do the swedge on a lot of these spear blades. I kind of just want to have a regular spear blade. Again, why I wish they did the titty knives. I feel like I could have possibly had a regular spear blade with a nail nick. Should have been preferable for me, but I do like this. And I did like this shape of this knife and everything. Knife does have half stops. The action on this one's honestly not the best, but it's also not horrible. It's a lighter pull when it comes to Great Eastern Cutlery knives, anyway. But it snaps open pretty good, and holds open pretty well. So I'm not exactly concerned about it. I did put some mineral oil in this just to get some of the machining gunk out of it and everything. Um, and then it's got a secondary blade here, which is the little pen blade. You can see there it says GEC Carbon. I believe that's all it says, yes. Pen blade also has a half stop. Action on the pen blade is also not the best that I've ever seen, but certainly good enough. On close, it's a little lazy, actually. Maybe that'll work itself out as I open and close it a bunch. That is one thing about some of these knives. Some of them do still have some like machining gunk in them and everything. That's pretty standard for some Great Eastern Cutlery knives. To put some mineral on them and open them and close them a few times really helps smooth them out. And that's kind of true with a lot of slip joint knives. It's just the way that they're made. They're being machined, and then after they're put fully together, they're like polished and stuff. Usually, especially these Northfield knives. So you'll get like buffing compound and stuff in the action of the knife. So if you put some mineral oil on it and run and open and close. I keep saying run. run the action. If you open and close the knife a few times, that usually helps smooth it out some. But yeah, this is a bare-ended knife, meaning it doesn't have a cap, I believe is what that's called. It just has this bolster, obviously, nickel silver, I believe. It's double threaded or double lined, however you want to say that about the bolster. It's got the two lines in it. Um, Nickel silver shield, brass pins, carbon back springs, brass liners, and of course 1095 carbon steel for the blades. Um, I do quite like this pattern so far. I haven't carried it or anything, obviously. I just got it today. I do like the one that I got has these really like nicely shaped covers. I think they're really like interesting. It does make it a pain in the butt to take pictures of though, because if you lay it down, it does not want to lay flat. So like when I was trying to take a picture of this video, it wants to lay the other way than I want it to, because typically I want it to lay more like this. It's laying the opposite way because of the way the covers are shaped. So I took a picture of it upside down for this thumbnail because hoping that would help. Um, the what do they call this? The show side. The show side's a little bit less ridiculous with the covers, but still, they still have some form to them. I do like that. I do like when my covers are a little wonky. It's kind of cool, in my opinion. This Pioneer bone does look pretty cool. I don't know how they get this effect. I don't know if they just burn it a little bit or what they do, but I do like the way it looks. Um, Overall, I like this knife. I did notice a slight. Where is it? Might be able to show it on here. Probably not. Yeah, there is you can kind of see it there. There is a very, very, very slight gap there between the cover and the liner, which is interesting. That doesn't normally happen. I do have a couple other knives that have that problem. I think one of them might even be a Great Eastern Cutlery knife. Um, and probably a couple of case knives or Rough Riders or something that have it too. But you can kind of see there's some like light poking there between the. Yeah, that just showed it off real well there with my finger behind it, poking through the in between the liner and the cover. This isn't the end of the world or anything. It's not going to affect the actual use of the knife, so I don't really care about it. But it is a slight fit and finish issue. That's really the only one that I found. There's no gaps between back springs and liners or anything. There's no blade play. Did I check to see if the blades were centered? I didn't because I don't care, but they are centered. So the blades are centered well. No blade play. Covers look good. There's no gaps between back springs and liners. The only slight fit and finish issue, which is rare with Great Eastern Cutlery knives, to be honest. Usually they're pretty good. So there's the slightest, tiniest. I don't even know if you couldn't even get a piece of paper in there. Gap between the cover and the liner. So I'm not super worried about it. I got this from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I'm not gonna send it back anyway because these are hard to get, and I don't care that much. When I'm talking about this knife, I don't normally talk about the tube, but this tube's kind of interesting because it's got like a factory on it here. And see, it says Old Sheffield Jack. So I don't know um, if this has some history behind it as far as the pattern and stuff. And then since I showed that, here's the pin that it comes with. It's a pretty cool little pin. Some of you might know I got that like wall frame that's full of a bunch of these pins. One of these days, I want to take that down and put some of these newer pins that I have in it because I would like to keep adding to it. But it's kind of a pain in the butt to get them to all face correctly and everything. So I haven't done that yet. I'll do it one of these days. But yeah, so this has been the Great Eastern Cutlery Old Sheffield Jack or number 39. And this one is the unexcelled with the Northfield unexcelled with the super shiny blade that kind of sucks to take pictures and videos of, but that's besides the point. Anyway, neat little knife. I like the shape of it. I like the feel of it. Like I said, it's about the size of a 15, but the handle's a little curved. Like that. Um, yeah, if you like a 15, you'd probably like this knife if you can get one. Um, but yeah, Nice little knife. I'll definitely end up carrying it at some point here. Um, yeah, but that's going to be it for this video on this Great Eastern Cutlery number 39, Old Sheffield Jack in the Pioneer Bone. And I will see you guys in the next one, and I hope you have a good day.